Hi there, welcome to our Ultimate HTML tutorial for beginners series. This is our third video on this series. In this video, we shall be talking about HTML elements. In our previous video on this HTML tutorial for beginners series, we introduced you to HTML elements. In this video, we shall be going into detail about HTML elements and all you need to know about them. HTML elements consist of tags and attributes. Tags are action words that decide how the web page content will be rendered for users or clients. Attributes specify how these tags render the content on the web page. Now, tags have default settings that they use to display content, but you use attributes to change these settings in the tags. We shall go into details on HTML attributes in a different video. There are two categories of elements. We have the open element and the empty element. Open element consists of open and closed tags. The difference between both is a / in the closed tag. The open tag tells where the tag starts operating, and the closed tag tells where the tag stops operating. There is usually content between the open and closed tag that the tag works on. Empty elements are HTML elements that do not have a closed tag. Examples of empty elements are the break element or the break line element that sends cursor to a new line, the horizontal element that draws an end-to-end horizontal line in the screen, the image element that imputes an image or video on the screen, and many more. These tags do not need a closed tag. Example, the BL tag sends cursor to a new line or sends whatsoever that comes after it to a new line. So it doesn't need a closed tag since it only sends the cursor to a new line. HR tags draw an end-to-end horizontal line, so no need for a closed tag too. IMG tag renders the image. You do not need to specify where the image ends. Rather, you need attributes to specify the size of the image. We shall discuss that too in a different video. You can have an element in another element. You can have more than one element in another element. It is called nested elements. You must put the new element within the open and closed tags of the parent element. For example, in this HTML file, we are using Notepad here. This element, this title element is in the head element. It is child element to the head element. The head element is in the HTML element. So head is child to HTML. Title is child to head. The body element is within the open and closed tag of the HTML element. So that is how it works. You cannot put a new element here. It's wrong. You cannot start up or close. You cannot close the title element here. That's wrong. You must stay within the open and closed tag of the parent element. Block elements are HTML elements that take up the entire available width. For example, a div and paragraph. We shall explain it now. Inline elements are elements that do not take up the entire line of the HTML. Example, span and image tag. IMG tag uses the resolution of the image or the resolution that you specify. Now let's explain both the block element and the inline element in our code section. This time around, we shall be using the VS Code. Now let's take a look at this. Now we will say the div element is a block element, the P element is another block element, and then the span element is what? An inline element. So we save this and then run it. This div uses the entire line of the block, so it cannot have another thing sharing the line with it. That's why it sends the cursor down and use the entire line instead of it to continue here, like in span. Like you see span continue on that line, but div will go to a new line. It uses an entire block for itself. Even after it ends, anything following goes towards a new line, like here. The div ends here, which is this. So what follows go towards a new line. Now inside this div block we have the p, right? So p2 is a block element. It goes to a new line. That's why after this voluptatem, which is this, the next content goes to a new line because p is a block element. It uses an entire block, and after where it ends, the next thing that follows it goes towards a new line. But for inline elements, it will sit inside that block. Can you see? Specify that the color should be blue, and as you can see, the color is blue. For you to know that it's there, you can do the same with div. You can come here. You can come here and say style was we save and we want it here. So as you can see, this div is the entire div. Now for this div, now you can see where it starts and where it ends. This is even better. So after the div, nothing follows. Nothing. Same with the p. After the p, where the p ends, which is here, nothing follows. So it will send the next what follows to a new line. It's just like, okay, now in span, can you see? If I come here and I say, and I open custom, and I open a tag, BL tag, I come here and I say BL. Remember, BL sends what follows to what? A new line. To make this one look like a block element, let's see. Can you see? Can you see? I've sent it to a new line, and what follows to a new line. But that's not what you're trying to achieve. I just want to show you what is an inline. Refresh this. An inline will continue on that line. It is in the line, but a block will take an entire block like this. It is good to know this so that if you want to use a tag, most especially a tag you just got to know about, you already know how and where to use it on your code once it specifies if it is a block or inline tag. Elements come with attributes. What are these attributes and how do we use them? These are what we shall discuss in our next video. See you there.